This is On Tilt Trading. Let's review my potential trades for today. This is some pre-trade analysis of my watch list. So first up we have AVALANCHE. So if we come down to the 15-minute chart, this is for reference. This is the 1-minute chart. This is the 15-minute chart. This black area at the top of every chart, this is for candlesticks. This middle area with the gray vertical bars, this is a volume indicator. And at the bottom in this blue area, this is a relative strength index. This purple line that you see price making contact with now, it'll disappear and come back as the price makes contact with that level. This purple line, these purple lines coincide with these purple lines down here on the 15-minute chart. These are Camarilla pivot points. So these form the backbone of my trading system and give me information that I need to make trades. So this right here, pivot point is S3. This pivot point is S4, and coinciding here, this is S3. S4 is a little below this area, so we can't see it right now, but if I zoom out, we can see it here. But this particular trade idea, hold on, S3 may be missing up here. Give me 1 second. There's S3. Let me double check. S3. 79. Let's see. Okay. Okay. The price level is here on the 15-minute chart. That's why we're not able to see it because the price level is blocking it. But this is S4 and this is S3 being hidden by the price level as it has been here in this area. As you see, it just disappeared and reappeared. So it's making contact with S3 here on both charts. So this particular trade idea or this trade theory is an S3 to R3 traverse. This is R4 up here. So this is the trade idea. I'm looking to take an entry somewhere around here, this level. You can see here maybe this may be a level here. There's some consolidation in this area. Also, we can see a nice volume profile right here in this area. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, right now we're quite overbought, so I would never want to take an entry right here. Good volume. I'll keep watching this, and then we'll see how things pick up. We'll take a look at the daily. I trade off the 1 minute for entries and exits. I use the 15-minute just to keep the trade into perspective. I find that if you are solely focused on a smaller time frame, you can get caught up in the minutia, and when things start to shift, you're still doing the same thing, not really realizing that things are different, and you could potentially lose a lot of capital that way. So here on the daily, we can see we've got right here on RSI, we have some oversold conditions. We can see quite a lot of volume here over the last week or last week and a half, 2 weeks or so. So this looks like a potentially really good trade in RSI here for the day. is 39 right now. So we're under 40. So usually I'd say RSI is measured from 0 to 100, 100 being overbought and 0 being oversold. 50 is deemed as the average, 30 being considered oversold, and 70 being overbought. So when right now, the way that I'm making trade decisions based on RSI, I'm looking for currency pairs that are closer to the extremes of 30 and 70. So ideally, when something gets in between on the high end 40 and low end 30, I'm interested in a buy. If something is 60 to 70, I'm going to be interested in a sell for the day. So since this is coming in right now at 39, just under 40, it's got my interest in addition to the volume profile as well. And we'll go to next up we have I believe we have Link. Nope, we've got Cosmos. We've got Cosmos? No, Avalanche. Okay. Alright, we've got Avalanche. So we'll pull up Avalanche here on the daily to get a look at it. We can see here we have these oversold conditions, and we have a very high volume profile. So this has my attention for today on the daily. And then we'll come out here onto the 15 and get some perspective of the trade idea here. Platform's getting sticky. All right, here we go. All right, here's the 15 on AVAX. Let's see. So right now we're sitting at S3, S4, R3, and R4. So this trade idea is an S3 to an R3 traverse. Right now we're right at S3, sitting just above S3 here. Right now we're overbought here on the 1 minute, so this would not be a good place to take an entry. We're also oversold here on the 15 minute. So right now we're a bit extended price wise. So I would not take an entry right here. If I wanted to preserve any capital, I would wait until we made it back down into an oversold range before I would take an entry. But this looks good for today. We'll back up to the daily and pull up the RSI numbers. So in addition to the volume profile and RSI positioning currently on the daily, the actual number is 37,232. It's fluctuating because we're having price action, but let's say a 37.2. So this is a long for me. It's in that range between 30 and 40, or it's under 40. So it's got my interest for a long today. So I'm watching it here at S3 for a potential S3 to R3 traverse. And last up, we have CHAINLINK. Let's go to the daily. In the daily here, conditions here, we're about midway here. I mean, we're not, I wouldn't call this oversold at all. Volume profile, on the other hand, over the last week and a half is really nice. We definitely have some oversold conditions leading at the beginning of this volume profile here. And when we check the numbers here, we're up at 42. So that'll explain why these conditions right here are not, or are a bit midway here, just because we're up here in let's say between 40 and 60, being more of a neutral range for how I evaluate RSI. So this one is not as oversold as the other two that I'm watching, but the volume is higher than, or the volume being traded is higher than AVALANCHE or AVALANCHE. So it's got my attention for that reason, and just because it's in, let's say, more of a neutral range, it's still going to move. So that's my idea for that. And then we have here S4, S3, R3, and R4. So here, this trade idea is an S3 to an R3 traverse. So all trades are coming in at the same play today. We can see here on the 1 minute link is the volume profile here is picking up. Let's say this is base volume, or let's do a little better. So let's say this is base volume. So right now, when or at least here in this area, when we're oversold or we're overbought in this area, we can see high volume. Right now, we're headed towards some oversold conditions. So this could be a decent place to prepare for a trade. It's going to take a while to get down here, and I'd like to see a candle close below 30, but we'll see what happens here. That covers my pre-trade review. This is On Tilt Trading. We'll see you next time.